These two lines of code can make Super Mario 64 a much more enjoyable game. Super Mario 64 was an amazing video game for the time it released, and it still holds up fairly well today. However, like any game, there are still some issues with it. One of the biggest issues I see brought up about the game is the fact that each time you get a star, you are kicked out of the stage you were previously in, with the exception of the 100 coin stars. This can get extremely annoying, and at some points it feels like a way to artificially increase the game's length. One of the reasons as to why I really love Super Mario Odyssey is because of the fact that when you collect a moon, you can just keep going. There is no hub world to send you back to. Yes, the majority of the moons in this game are very fast to obtain, but it makes the game flow much nicer in my opinion. Anyway, what if you could play Super Mario 64 without being sent back to the castle after each star you obtain? Well, you can. Hey everyone, my name is Kaons, and today we are going to be taking a look at Nonstop Super Mario 64. I only really knew about this way of playing the game for around a year now. Looking at the leaderboards on speedrun.com, it turns out that Nonstop SM64 has existed for quite some time, given the fact that there are runs from 5 years ago. Nonstop only started increasing in popularity around a year ago. The majority of the top runs on speedrun.com are only from months ago, and there is still some competition going on despite it not being the actual game. Why Nonstop started to increase in popularity? I'm not exactly sure, but I found out about a year ago by seeing Lunar Jump and Triforce TK stream it. Anyway, let's go over the differences of a Nonstop playthrough versus a regular one. The most obvious difference is the fact that you don't get booed out of a stage after each star. Yes, that is what the point of this is. However, there are a few exceptions where you have to re-enter the courses. Some stars in the game require you to be on a specific star during the selection screen in order to obtain them. An example of this would be the Koopa the Quick stars, as he only spawns in when you actually select that mission. If you want to get that star but you aren't on it, you will either need to die or exit the level and re-enter it. Usually, dying saves you a lot of time, but there aren't any chances to save during a non-stop playthrough, so you won't want a game over. I would recommend collecting 1-ups since they do actually have a use in non-stop. Even when you collect the Bowser key, you still aren't booted out of the stage. You will need to exit the course. There are no save text boxes after 100 coin stars, MIP stars, or Toad stars. You just grab them and move on. The final main difference is the fact that when you do a non-stop speedrun, you also activate a cheat to remove the intro of the game. I'm sure the speedrunners of Nonstop really appreciate this because it makes grinding for better times a lot more manageable. I am sorry Super Mario Sunshine runners for complaining about a minute-long cutscene. You guys have it hard. Mario Sunshine is a hard game to grind. Before writing this, I have never actually completed the game with the Nonstop codes on. I did a 70-star Nonstop playthrough and it took me about exactly an hour. For comparison, the world record for normal 70-star is a 4711 achieved by D whatever today as of writing this. Congrats to him. And the world record for Nonstop 70 is a 2845 by Triforce TK. Okay, before you bully me, I have no idea what the Nonstop 70-star route is, and all of my 70-star knowledge is from watching Tago streams. I have never done a real 70-star run in my life. For my playthrough of the game, I used my EverDrive 64 and a ROM that already has the codes on it, just because it is easier than popping in the Game Shark and slowly typing in the codes manually. I will now be going over the most notable moments during my playthrough. Let's begin. The first star I got was behind Shane Chomp's gate, and since that is the only fast star in the stage, I just left immediately, which is kinda lame. For my next 2 stars, I got both slide stars, and when you get 2 stars in such a short time together like this, it feels really cool. Womp's Fortress was just a marathon of really fast and free stars. You even get to see how Canless works because it shows you bumping into the wall, getting the star, and then falling backwards. I got each star in this course. After Womps, I got Wing Cap and Wing Cap Reds, and went back into Bob on Battlefield to get the box star. When I made it to Dark World, I got the 8 red coins, and attempted to do the Mario head glitch since I was on the Japanese version, but then realized I was playing Nonstop. I went to Cool Cool Mountain after this, and this is one of the stages in the playthrough where I had to leave and re-enter because of the Penguin Race star. Like the normal 70 route, I did 100 coins with the Penguin Race, then left. Big Boo's Haunt was a really quick area because there were only 3 stars I needed to get, and I didn't have to re-enter for any of them. I went to the basement and got MIPS next, then went into Shifting Sandlands, which was another pretty quick course despite my mistakes. I got the Talon Star, shining on top of the pyramid, and the star where you were supposed to climb all the way to the top of the pyramid, but I forget what it's called. After this, I did Intentional Death and went into Lethal Lava Land. Going off of my knowledge from watching normal 70-star streams, I got all 6 stars besides the 100 coins, but after my 4th star, I accidentally burned in the lava which killed the flow of things and I had to go back down and get the last 2 inside the volcano. I also fell on my attempt to get the last star because I'm stupid. I went to Dire Dire Docks and got both the chest and required substar. I left the course and re-entered to get the Manta Ray Star, and I actually want to exit the course, but I fell into the whirlpool instead and died, which was faster but costed me a life. I was actually a bit nervous at this point because I thought it would game over here, but as I was getting the red coins in Fire Sea, I managed to collect a few 1-ups on the way. I beat Bowser, left, and then went upstairs to do Wet Dry World. In Wet Dry World, I got hundreds, secrets, top of the top, shocking arrow lifts, and express elevator, where I actually messed up the timing, which was pretty irritating because they give you so much time, yet I still failed it on my first attempt. Next, I went to Snowman's Land, got Chill with the Bully, in the Deep Freeze, which I failed several times and am not proud of, the Box Star, Frosty Slide for red coins, and the one on top of the snowman's head. After that, I headed over the Tiny Huge Island, and entered the small painting of course. I was confused as to why I wasn't getting the first secret, but then decided to go get the Piranha Plant Star first, and then focus on that. I still wasn't getting the secret after the Piranha Plant Star, but I got it on the other side of the wall. Once I spawned the secret star, I went to the pipe to switch to Huge Island and got the Box Star. I was concerned that going into the pipe would despawn the secret star, but to my surprise it didn't, and I got it and left the course. I went to Tall Mountain next. I got the Slide Star where I totally did the slide, the Scary Shrooms red coins, Scale the Mountain, Breathtaking View from Bridge, and lastly Blast of the Lonely Mushroom where I spun instead. After TTM, I got the Toad Star and headed downstairs to go to Hazy Maze Cave. If you are wondering why I didn't do Hazy Maze Cave when I was already in the basement, it is because I wouldn't have had enough stars to spawn the second Mips. When I went to grab him, I bonked against a ledge, which confused me because Mip stopped moving, which means I already grabbed him, but the bonk against the wall actually cancelled out the text box. I have never seen this before and thought it was pretty cool. When I picked him up again, it showed the text box as normal, and then I got the star. I got the Toad Star next, then went to HMC. In HMC, I got Emergency Exit, Watch for Rolling Rocks, Swimming Beast in the Cavern, and Metalhead Mario Can Move, where I totally used Metal Mario. Now, it was time to head all the way to the top of the castle. I went to Tick-Tock Clock first, another stage where it was sort of just a star marathon. The 70 star route actually gets hundreds here, but it is a bit difficult to do fast, so I got each star here except hundreds. I believe the star I got which replaces this is the Snowman's Land red coins. I talked to the Toad after this for a free star, then went to Rainbow Ride. I got Swingin' in the Breeze, died, red coins, died, and then I started to get nervous. I had 69 stars and 0 lives. If I died here, it was game over. Luckily, Tricky Triangles was my last star, which isn't too difficult, but I thought for sure I was going to make some stupid mistake and ruin everything. But I didn't. For safety, I got a 1-up after the star, then left and went to Bowser in the Sky. I went through the course as normal, no need to get reds here since I already have 70 stars and I just went to fight Bowser. I struggled with him for a bit because throws are my biggest weakness in SM64 and one of my main demotivators when speedrunning this game. But I beat him, grabbed the star where it triggered the ending credit scene. Just saying this in case you thought it wouldn't do anything like the keys. After this, I was done. This was really fun to play through, and being completely honest, I find Nonstop a lot more enjoyable than normal Mario 64. It could be because it is a big change in the game, and it mixes things up since I've played the original to death, but I really do believe it speeds up the pacing a lot. And for more reference, the world record for a normal 120 star is a 138.51 by Cheese, and the world record for Nonstop 120 is a 106.27 by Triforce TK. If you ignore the fact that the Nonstop world record for 120 was done on an emulator and the loads are slightly faster, Nonstop is over 32 minutes faster to complete, which is a huge difference. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my video, I greatly appreciate it. If you did enjoy, feel free to drop a like as it helps out the channel a ton, and if you want to see more videos like this one, hit the subscribe button. Thank you all so much, I will see you in the next one, peace.